Hey guys, it's Lacey from the Content Direction Agency, and this is your 15-minute content debrief, 15 minutes of actionable information to help you improve your content marketing and your business and your life. Why not? I could say that. I'm going live 5 minutes early today because I have another call at 12:15, and I didn't want to butt right up against it. But if you were watching my Instagram, my Facebook feeds last week, you might have noticed that I was at Red Rocks. And if you're not from Colorado and not a big music fan, you might not know why that's such a big deal. Red Rocks is, although you might, because like a lady in my mastermind group who lives in England knew what it was. But Red Rocks is a natural amphitheater here in Colorado, and they turned it into a stage, and it's one of the most coveted venues for a lot of rock stars and cool people to play at. And little me got to be on stage and sing in front of an audience there last week. And it was incredible. It was totally amazing. It was total bucket list moment, except that like I never would have even put it on my bucket list because it seemed so like incredibly out of the realm of possibility. But when I was thinking about it after it happened, as you do, I started thinking and seeing all these awesome parallels to what we do in business and life. And so I actually wrote a little blog post about it this week and kind of tied it back to business a little bit. So it's not just me bragging about getting to be at Red Rocks, but it's talking about the experience and what I learned from it as a small business owner. And I'm going to try to share some pictures with you. Here we go. So these pictures are from my friend Nikki, who's also in the choir. I believe actually this was her father-in-law who took these pictures because she's somewhere up there. But we were invited, my choir and several other choirs were invited by the group Face Vocal Band, that's them in the black there, to come and sing on stage at Red Rocks because they have an Academy of Music, the Face Academy of Music. And my community choir that I belong to is run by the Face Academy of Music. And that tall guy on the stool, second from the right, is Stephen Ross, and he's our director. And he's also the what he calls manprano, so not a soprano, but a manprano, the high notes guy in the group. Anyway, they invited all their choirs from the Face Academy of Music, including the kids' choir. So my daughter got to be there too. She got to sing. And we did 2 numbers on stage at Red Rocks, and the whole show was about raising money for Colorado music education, which is incredible. But as I was learning all about this show, Stephen is our choir director, and so he gave us some like insider information about how this all works and how do you get to Red Rocks? Like, I'd never really thought about it because I always just sort of assumed that the way you got to Red Rocks was there's some, I don't even know, like group of people who watched groups and said, yeah, you're good enough to be at Red Rocks. You want to come be at Red Rocks? And they got invited and you got to play Red Rocks, right? I don't know how, I thought that's how it worked for everything. Like, you want to play the Pepsi Center? Great. You get invited. I don't know. This is probably super naive for people who are in the music industry, but that's kind of what I thought, right? And what I was fascinated to find out is that is not how you get to Red Rocks. How do you get to Red Rocks? Well, you write a check for about $35,000 and you book the venue. And to me, this just totally blew my mind because A, that's a lot of money, and B, why would you spend that much money and then donate it all to charity? Like, that's incredible, right? That's amazing. But what I was learning was, like, I thought there was some gatekeeper, right? That was the person who determined whether or not somebody gets to go to Red Rocks. And it turns out that's not true at all. There's no gatekeeper other than these guys right here who decided, probably with their business manager or whatever, that they wanted to do this. Check that out. There's 300 of us plus, I think. I'm somewhere over here on the right. On the left on the stage. But what's amazing to me about that is that, like, you don't know until you ask, or you don't know until you think about it or you research it, how something works, right? How it works. And so I thought there was some gatekeeper that you had to prove that you were good enough to go to Red Rocks. Not true. Now, do they have to be good enough to get there and have $35,000 in their bank account to rent the venue? Sure. Do they have to be good enough to assume that they can sell out about 6,000 out of about 9,000 seats? Yeah. Otherwise, they're going to play to an empty house, right? And that's no fun. But the point is, like, there was no board of directors at Red Rock. There was no panel of judges. There was no Simon Cowell to say, yes, you're good enough. You can come be on stage here. Or no, you're not good enough. You can't come be on stage here. And I thought to myself, like, there's so much in life, and especially in business, that's like that, right? We're always kind of waiting for the gatekeeper. We're either waiting for them to tell us, yes, you're good enough, or we're waiting for them to tell us, no, you're not good enough. And a lot of things you may want to do in your business or in your life, you don't even need the gatekeeper anymore. If you want to publish a book, you don't need a publisher. You can do it on Amazon. You can have a best-selling book. I do. It was a best-selling Kindle ebook. Who knew? You don't have to have, you want to make a product, like a physical product. You don't have to go find funding. You can do Kickstarter. You can get a few dollars each from 100,000 friends and make whatever product you want to make. You want to start a charity? Great. Start with a GoFundMe. You can start a charity tomorrow. You don't even have to have any skills to build a website or anything. You want to sing at frickin' Red Rocks? Hey, all you got to do is build up a fan base to put butts in seats, right? I don't want to diminish their accomplishment at all because, I mean, this is an incredible, incredible thing. And these guys are so talented and they give back so much to the community. But the deal is, like, they're independent. They don't have a label. They have Patreon supporters. They have people who buy albums. They have people who buy t-shirts and water bottles. I can't tell you how many face water bottles I saw this last week. And that's how they got here. They didn't need a label. They didn't need a gatekeeper at Red Rocks to tell them, yes, you can or no, you can't. They just did it. And I found that incredibly inspiring, like nearly as inspiring as just standing on that stage at night under the Colorado sky, because that was pretty incredible, not going to lie. Let me see if there's another photo here of the actual crowd, because it's pretty impressive. More children. They're so cute. Point being, that was the first part of what I sort of took away from this experience. The second part was that their people want them to succeed. Their fans are incredibly loyal. The Face Nation, or whatever you want to call it, their squad is so loyal. They're so incredibly in love with these five guys and what they do. But these guys have a real mission behind what they do too. And like I said, they're donating the ticket sales, I believe all of the ticket sales, I'm not totally sure of the details, but to fund a grant that they created to fund children's music and all kinds of music education in Colorado. And one thing that they did was they put up a video about their mission and why, music education is so important. And during that video, they had a text to donate. You could text a number and text the word FACE and donate additional money. Look, there's Beth. Hi, Beth. That's Beth Hayden. She's part of our team, also in the choir. And Stephen shared with us on Monday's rehearsal that they raised over $3,000 just from the text to donate, just from that one night. That tells me that even though we all of us who bought tickets to be there, we all paid money to be there to see this show. They told us multiple times during the show that because we had purchased tickets, we were already donating to fund music education. And yet people were inspired enough to donate $3,000 more. That tells me that their brand and their brand story resonates with their people. And their values as a brand resonate with their fans. And what I learned from the Digital Summit a couple weeks ago was that if you can build a brand whose values resonate with your ideal customer will support you no matter what. And statistics show that they're likely to spend more money with you than they would with a competitor because they just agree with you so much. So I've got one more picture I want to show because this actually proves it's blurry. But look, there's me. Here I am. I was there. I was way on the left next to the flagpole. But yeah, so this was an incredible experience for me. It was really special. It was a bucket list moment. It's something I will never ever forget. And it was a real lesson, a real eye opener in that, building a successful brand doesn't have to look like corporate. It doesn't have to look like corporate sponsorships. It doesn't have to look like getting a big deal with a label. It doesn't have to look like landing that publishing deal with Penguin or Harcourt Brace Jovanovich or whoever, right? It doesn't have to look like some gatekeeper giving you permission. It can look like you giving yourself permission. So I really hope that I'm going to grab the blog post link, which I should have done before. Oh, no, I'm not. It's not up. But if you go to lacyboggs.com/blog, you'll see the post. I go into a little more detail about the experience and about, I can grab it now, about the experience and about what I learned from being a part of that and from watching these guys who just have this incredible passion run a small business. I never really thought of a band as a small business, but of course it is, right? And these guys are so generous and so incredible and so talented. And I'm just really grateful to have been a part of it, but also grateful to have had the experience of getting inspired and saying like, yeah, screw the gatekeepers. If I want to play Red Rocks, all I got to do is invest in myself, invest in building my fan base, invest in building my brand so that they will support me. Whatever your equivalent of Red Rocks is, I hope that this will inspire you too, that you don't need anybody else to tell you you can do it. Just do it. Invest in whatever it takes to get there, and you can make it happen. So cool. That's my 12 minutes of content for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what I'm going to be talking about next week, but I hope that if you are following along, you will join me on the Business Success Cafe. If you get my emails, there's a link to it in tomorrow's email. I'm the guest tomorrow, businesssuccesscafe.com. You can register. There is a replay. I'm doing a really great, really short, action-packed, fact-packed, information-packed presentation for Business Success Cafe tomorrow about building your editorial calendar. So I hope you'll join us over there and check it out. We'll have links on Facebook and social media as well, but check it out in your email tomorrow. The links will be there, businesssuccesscafe.com. It goes live on Thursday, and there will be a replay for a short period of time. So if you can't watch it live on Thursday, you can catch it, I think, until Saturday night or Sunday night, something like that. But I hope to see you there, and otherwise I will catch you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. See you there. Bye.